Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Mike, you're starting to look a little like Santa.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Get the little red hat.
Mm-hmm. How's everybody today?
Very good on my end. How about you, Shelly?
Great, thanks.
You had a busy day that you had a closing yesterday.
I did at 4 o'clock. I prefer morning closings if I could pick, but happy to have one at 4 o'clock. And that house closed in 27 days.
That's awesome.
So that's just ridiculous. When I came off my closing on Wednesday, that took 90 days. So
well, okay. See, that's called real estate karma. It all balances itself out, right?
Yesterday, well, I'd been telling Rhonda, I'm like, I'm so fortunate for all of these learning experiences I've been having, but I'd really like a closing where I don't have any learning experience. I just want to write it up. Everybody's happy and I want to close it. No crazy situations happening. And I had that yesterday.
Those are like a diamond, or like a diamond. We get those just every once in a while.
It was a gift and I treasured it.
Well, you've probably heard me whine already, but I'll whine again. I've been trying to get out of production since probably the middle of April, when I started in the productivity coaching role, that I had commitments and I felt like I needed to finish those out. And pretty much every one of them has been a nightmare. I feel like I'm getting like a career's worth of karma out in my tail end of being in production, so that I can get lots of learning opportunities to share with you guys. That's what I think this is. That's what I've decided. That's why. But every crazy thing that could possibly happen, I've paid for a chimney. I have painted. I have done all kinds of things to get things closed. So it's crazy. All right. Good morning, Debbie and Melissa.
Good morning.
All right. Well, you know how we start. Who's going first? I need your win, your challenge, and your favorite thing about December.
Well, win from last week.
Yes.
I survived it.
That's good. Did you have a big Thanksgiving?
Well, we had family come over. I cooked for everybody. And so Thursday, Friday, Saturday were big days, busy days, but they were good days spent with family. So yeah. So still working on trying to get my church listed. I'm hoping to get that done this week.
So I was going to ask you about that on the South Office internal Facebook page. Somebody has a buyer looking for a church. So I wanted to know some details, or I'm just going to have them give you a call. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Absolutely. That'll work.
All right. So that's your challenge, is your church.
We're waiting on the seller to finally give the go ahead. So I think we're going to get her done this week. So
awesome.
I'm supposed to have a couple of listing appointments this week. And I've got another buyer, but it's not right away. But I'm looking for farmland out in Frankfurt, which is north side of Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite thing about December is, it's just all coming to an end. 2020 we're going to say goodbye and good riddance. No, I don't know. So excited for family. That's my favorite thing about December, the holiday season. My best gift to me is family coming together. That's all I ever want. So, and that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get to go to Ohio and visit my husband's family. And they just came through the virus, his mom and dad. His dad was real sick and there for a few days. It was really scary, but he got to come home.
Well, very good.
So we're very thankful for that. And he's in quarantine because they said his immunity is very low, so they don't want nobody coming around. So the week of Christmas, he gets to come out of quarantine. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Very nice.
We had some snow up this way. Did you guys have snow?
We had flurries. Did you get accumulation?
We got a little bit of accumulation, not a whole lot, but so I'm good for the year on snow.
You know, my grandma always said if it snows on the 30th, that means you're gonna have 30 snows.
Woo!
Oh, it's horrible.
We can hope my grandma was wrong. Did you have Shelly? Did you guys have snow in Louisville?
Yeah, so I live about 25 minutes east of Louisville, and we got about a half an inch out here. So yes, I'm sure your grandmother's a wonderful woman, without a doubt, but I hope she's wrong.
You know, my whole life she always said that, and I never counted, but I know sometimes like the first time it would snow would be like on the 3rd or 4th, and you know you have more snow. But then she would say, yeah, but then it had to be a big snow. But then if it was like not very, like yesterday was not very much, that would count as a snow. So she just changed her rules every year
Oh,
so that she could be right, because my grandma was always right. All right, Shelly, what's your we got one win. I know you had
Yeah.
2 closings in the last few days.
Yeah, so I had a closing on Wednesday. I had a closing yesterday, and then I wrote a house Thanksgiving morning, which I wasn't out soliciting business on Thanksgiving, you all, just so you don't think I'm crazy. It was a house that I had been working on with counter offers, and then we got at the end, the seller decided to skew off and take somebody else's higher offer, and but then that higher offer fell apart, and around Thanksgiving morning comes that agent texting me, would my clients still be interested? And they were. So wrote one Thursday morning and wrote one Friday. So
Awesome.
I've had 4 pieces of property moving and shaken in the last week. So that's nice. Challenge is trying to get people to answer the phone when you call. That's remains a challenge for me. I can't control it, but I just work through it, but it's definitely a challenge. And then my favorite thing about December, other than of course, Christmas, because that's the biggie right there. But my favorite non-Christmas related is I love December 21st because it is the shortest day of sunlight of the year, which means December 22nd, we're on the upswing for spring. And that makes me happy because I am a Florida girl originally, and I do not like cold. I do not like darkness. I like the sunshine. So December 21st, it's a good day.
Then it goes better. Then we're on the right side of it, huh?
And we're on the right side again. That's right.
All right, answering the phones. Tell me what your strategy is around that.
So it kind of depends on the, I'm going to say status, although status may not be the right word. How about age of the lead? So if it's a newer lead, I call and they don't answer. I call back unless I go right to voicemail, and then I'll leave a message. So I double dial. I try to move up my calls. Like sometimes I call mid-morning, some days I call like lunchtime, midday, and then some days I call like 3 to 5, so late afternoon. So I try to mix them up. And those are my strategies right now. So
do you text after you call?
Yes, I'm sorry. I do text after I call, and I also email. I do all 3 for each lead because I know people aren't always in the position to look at all 3 or whatever. So I do all 3.
So what's your text say?
It's the same. If I left a message, the text and the email are going to be complementary to the message. So that's usually what it is. Or if I'm trying to catch up with them, or it just depends on what's going on with that particular lead.
How about a text that just says, trying to reach you, give me a call?
Okay, I can do it.
Just a thought, right? Because I'm not, you guys know this about me, as I've told all of you not to call me because I check my voicemail once a day, right? And I don't think I'm the only one that has voicemail issues, because I know other people I have reached out, I finally got them and they've said, oh, I haven't checked my voicemail.
Some people don't. I find millennials don't listen to voicemail as a group. They just don't.
Well, I'm not even a millennial. There's not time in my day. I mean, I do at the end of the day, but
Sure.
If I got a message, right, that said, trying to reach you, give me a call, I probably wouldn't call because there's a reason why I can't get my voicemails because I have back-to-back appointments, but I would probably text, say, can't call, what do you need? Right. And then I've got an engagement. Because now I've got a two-way street. And, then your response could be, calling you about whatever. If you're busy, is it better tonight or something? You could just get into a volley, a text volley that I just wanted to throw that out there because I think about these things a lot from my perspective and what it would take for someone. My banker, I've had to train my banker to text me because she'll leave me voicemails. I get them at 9 o'clock at night. I start at 8:30 in the morning. She starts at 9. I don't have time to talk on the phone during the day. Right. So unless I've got an appointment on my calendar to make a call, and then I'll leave her a voicemail message and then she'll leave me a voicemail message and then we start the whole thing all over again. So just, thinking outside the box on, I was having a conversation yesterday with someone about looking at life through other people's lenses. We have a tendency to put our own lenses on other people's lives, and we assume things like they're not answering my call, they're not interested, or they're not calling me back, they're not interested. And when in fact that could it not be 100 other things that's keeping that from happening, right? So
I always assume they're busy. If they don't answer when I call, they're doing something, they're busy. So,
or they could,
I like that.
Or they could just not like to answer their phone.
Sure.
Or maybe they left their phone at home accidentally, or, their phone is dead, or,
1,000 reasons.
It could be, we could set and come up with all different kinds. Awesome. All right. Who's next?
I'll go next. My win for the week so far is I had a good conversation with a person that is potentially going to be my client coming soon. So
is your buyer from yesterday?
Yes, that I was talking about yesterday. So they've already expressed to me that they want me to be their agent. So I just need to set a time, an appointment for them to go over the home buying guide and all that. And my challenge is I still haven't filled out my 411, so that's going to be my challenge. I tend to not have a lot of long-term personal goals. I just kind of I'm kind of laid back and just go with the flow with things sometimes. So I just
what are some of the personal goals that the rest of you guys set for yourself on your 411? Mine is to take 4 weeks off next year. This is not something that's easy for me. It's not something that I do very well, but it's something that I need to do because I need to fill back up, right? So that was a big one for me. So I had to set a goal for myself to not work. Anybody else got a good personal goal?
I don't know. I struggle with that too. Like, I don't know. I just have a hard time setting long-term personal goals, but
anything that you've ever wanted to do, you'd like to learn how to do. You're going to be a brand new daddy. There could be all kinds of personal goals around being a brand new daddy.
Yeah. I mean, I have 2 other children, so it's like, I already kind of know what to do. You know what I mean? So it's.
All right. How about thinking about it? We always think about do-overs, right? If we had this to do over differently, what would we do? So think about that. Think about, I've got 2 children, right? What do I wish I would have done differently with them that I could do with the new baby?
Right. All right. That's a good way to think about it.
Okay. On your buyer, I just want to talk about lenders. Can we talk about lenders today a little bit?
Sure.
Shelley, do you have your favorite lenders? And what makes them your favorite lenders?
Well, I know them personally and have known them for a number of years, even before I was a realtor. I trust them, and they are responsive, and I feel like they care about my success and I care about their success. Trust
So the
and
big
care.
thing I'm hearing is you have a relationship.
Yes, relationship.
You have a relationship.
Mhm.
So here for you guys, James reached out to me yesterday and asked me, did I have a list of lenders? I absolutely have a list of lenders that I prefer to work with, and that I recommend to my clients when I was in production, and that I also recommend to you guys as you need someone. The reason why I pick my lenders are, I have a bullpen of them, if you will, because I have a lender that works primarily with first-time home buyers and has a 0 down payment loan program that's amazing. So if I have a first-time home buyer, or he also has a program that's not necessarily first-time home buyers, but somebody who's willing to maybe live in an up-and-coming neighborhood for a $7,500 grant and no down payment, then I'm going to send them to him. That's Tim Dursing. And if you go to the PC library in the videos, he came and talked to productivity coaching a couple of months ago, and he's probably going to come back in January. I'm going to do a lender panel in January. But there's that. There's Keller Mortgage. Shelly, you said, I think you guys have told me you guys haven't heard a whole lot about Keller Mortgage.
Honest to God, the first Saturday call I was on, so maybe 2 Saturdays ago or 3 Saturdays ago, that was the very first time I'd heard of Keller Mortgage.
All
And
right,
I've been with Keller Williams since May.
Keller Mortgage is amazing. Keller Mortgage has no loan origination fees, right? They give, for a loan value of over $150,000, they give $1,000 credit at closing to the buyer to pay for things like their appraisal, their credit report, even their prepaids, whatever it needs to go into. So it on average saves our clients around $3,000 or more. And it's a really simple process. You just have a login, and you log in and you send them the information. Now, James, did you find that yesterday?
I already had a Keller Mortgage rep in my phone, my contacts. But I also looked up Caliber Home Loans, which is what my wife and I used to buy our home. And then I also got the loan company from the buyer for Stave Oak. Does that make sense?
For what?
For Stave Oak Court, the listing that I had.
Oh, that you have, yeah. That you're already working with because you're having a good experience there.
Yeah, they've already, they sent me their pre-approval letter, so I just used that number and gave it to my
Awesome.
buyer.
I just wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys because I know, Shelly, if you don't know, Swati probably doesn't, and the rest of you guys, it's not a bad reminder if you have already seen Keller Mortgage. But this is what you do. You go to kellermortgage.com, and if you go over here you can learn all about it right here, and that's pretty exciting. But if you go over here to agent login, and you're going to have to log in, and it's your same login as your command login. It obviously didn't have me log in because I've been here before. So you can just click on this little link right here that says refer a client, and then you can put in their name, and you can either have it text or email them. And so you put their information in. So if I put text, it'll change to mobile phone. And then they can apply right from their phone. They can apply right from their computer, whatever they want. And then you have to say whether you represent the buyer or seller. Here's something that's really cool about Keller Mortgage is if you have a listing and you get an offer that is asking for the seller to pay $3,000 in the buyer's closing costs, you can also save your seller $3,000 because you can counter and say, the seller is not going to pay the closing costs. However, your buyer is eligible for Keller Mortgage, which has no loan origination fee, and they get $1,000 back in closing from the lender, which means that the seller doesn't have to pay the closing costs because it's already going to be taken care of, wrapped up into the lender. So that happens a lot. I have had probably 3 different times where I had the listing and the buyer ended up using Keller Mortgage. And it saved my seller. My seller was really happy at closing because they were, the buyer wanted them to pay closing costs and then they didn't have to. And then when you do this, you're going to be able to choose, you could just have a random selected loan officer, or you can choose a loan officer And if you decide to choose your loan officer, I highly recommend Chad. He is in Colorado. I picked him on purpose because he's in Colorado, figuring that my buyers would probably be more likely to need him at 8 o'clock at night rather than 8 o'clock in the morning. So I wanted somebody on West Coast time that was working the later hours. So, and he's always been very responsive and had taken really good care of me and my clients. So I would recommend that. Now, this does nothing for you. Obviously, there's no, because of RESPA, there's no, there's no referral back to you or anything, but it's a really awesome option for our clients. And the amount of money that we can save them using Keller Mortgage is really awesome. And the other thing that's really cool is that you have a portal, so you know where this loan is in the process at all times. And Kelly will know. You can even ask Kelly, how's my mortgage on, John Smith coming along, and she can go find it for you through Keller Mortgage. And then the last thing to know about Keller Mortgage that's really cool is the appraisal. They order the appraisal immediately. Now, we learned yesterday with Dean Keller, just because they ordered it immediately doesn't mean that the appraisal company moved fast, but we all have that problem with appraisals. So that is, but they order it immediately, which is really important. And then the second one is, if something happens and the deal falls apart, your client does not have to pay for the appraisal, which is a big deal, big, huge deal. So I highly recommend Keller Mortgage. So James, I think what you did is great, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to talk to the people that the loan officers that you're recommending. You need to have a conversation with them before you start recommending them so that they know that you're referring. And here's why. They sometimes get people come to them, right, who doesn't have a realtor yet. So you want to develop this relationship because you really want it to be a two-way street.
Right.
Right. So that I would throw that out there for you. And then the other thing is you have to know what loan products your lender offers. So Keller Mortgage offers FHA, VA. They do not do construction loans. They do not do the rehab loans. And so like I said, in January, we're going to have a lender panel. And Shelly, I'm going to ask you if you've got some lenders you really like working with. I would like to get them to come up because I need to get some Kentucky lenders as well to do a lender panel with me and talk to you guys about all the different loan products, the loan off, what's out there, where the pitfalls are, where we need to be thinking about, if we have somebody that wants to go VA, and there might be a better option for them other than VA. Sometimes that's true because VA can have really hefty loan origination costs. Like those lenders charge a lot of money to put them in that no down payment VA loan. So there might be other options. So we're going to learn about who we wanted to have. But I wanted to make sure you guys all knew about Keller Mortgage and how to get there and how to be thinking about your own lenders. And then the other thing I say is that I caution you not to send them too many lenders because it's going to be very confusing for them. And I always tell my buyers that what I prefer they do is if they're going to probably want to be Keller Mortgage, I want them to, that's the easiest process. Anybody else they apply with after Keller Mortgage is going to need the exact same information that Keller Mortgage is going to need. So I have them apply with Keller Mortgage. Here's why. The pre-approval letter, first of all, Keller Mortgage pre-approves, not pre-qualifies. They pre-approve. The pre-approval letter, I have edit ability. So I can change the amount. So if we're approved up to 250 and I'm making an offer at 215, I can just go in and change the pre-approval letter to 215. I have access to that because I'm Keller Williams. I can approve it up to whatever their approval amount is. So I'm sending an offer letter and I'm not having to call the lender. Can you change it? Well, I'm making another offer. Can you change it? I'm making another offer. Can you change it? I can make that real time. And I really like that. All right.
How is that possible? I mean, how do you get to change it?
It's actually, you do it on your app. I mean, it's so simple because you're with Keller Williams and it's a Keller Mortgage
In-house.
When you get the pre-approval, you also get editability up to the pre-approval amount to adjust that purchase price amount. So I prefer to have my Keller Mortgage, even if they're going to use a different lender, I'll run them through Keller Mortgage and then I tell them that they can go ahead and shop the rate. They can, and the rates have been crazy low right now at Keller Mortgage.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Shop the rate. What'd you say, ma'am?
It's been amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. You can shop the rate, and it won't ding your credit, because you're doing a loan for the same amount. So that's what I always say. So Melissa, you've been using Keller Mortgage too?
No, I go through Jeff Walls. He is absolutely amazing. Bailey
Bailey
the
Woods.
Group. Yes,
Yeah, they're good.
he is the most awesome guy. A lot of agents that I work with up here on the north side, when I work with Jeff, they want to work with Jeff when I bring him in on a loan and a contract.
That is the most important thing about your lenders, is that you have a good relationship, and that they're willing, like Shelley mentioned, they're willing to problem solve, right? And work through some things when things get challenging. But we also want to make sure we're saving our clients money and we're making it easy for us too. So, and also, you guys know, Follow Up Friday, I want to hear from my lenders every Friday. And that's they know before I send that to them that is a requirement. Yes, ma'am.
So I work with citizens. Sorry, Carl.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I've been working with Citizens One Bank, and it has been so bad that the reason why I say that is because I never established the relationship and they never really call back. And I think that's the whole reason. I just through the experience, I realized that it's so important to work with somebody who's got a really good communication. We have delayed the closing, and then I still have trouble to talk to them, and they never call me back. So it's maybe not a good place to share the experience, but
It's not just you though. I will tell you, banks are bad, right? I mean, I personally bank with Chase, and my mortgages are with Chase, and it was a nightmare. And I actually considered refinancing with Chase because I like having all of my stuff together in one place. It makes life easy for me. And even trying to get somebody to talk to me about refinancing was a mess. And I know better now. When I did my mortgages with them before, I wasn't a realtor. So yeah, any banks, if they come with you and there's one exception, that's Union Savings Bank, and Union Savings Bank is amazing. But as far as I know, the rest of the banks are very challenging, and you want to stay away from Quicken Loans, Rocket Mortgage. That's just not. And if I have a buyer and I say, are you been pre-qualified? And they say yes, and I say who with, and they say Quicken Loans, and I said, okay, we're going to have to work on that, right? Because
that's a horrible experience too.
It is. And as a listing agent, if I had multiple offers and all else things are even, and it's a Quicken Loans or Rocket Mortgage, I'm going to pick the other. I don't even know who they are. I'm going to pick the other. I mean, honestly, so bad that I would even pick Chase Bank over Rocket Mortgage or Quicken Loans. So yeah.
Hey, Carla, sorry
Yes,
to interrupt. Do you know any loan officer from Keller Mortgage that is from Louisville or local?
It doesn't matter where they are, and it doesn't matter if they're local. So Keller Mortgage is actually headquartered in Columbus, Ohio, but they have loan officers all over the country. And there's nothing specific to Louisville that means that your lender has to be from Louisville. It's just not necessary. That's like I said, I didn't look for an Indiana loan officer. I looked for somebody who was going to have the time frames that I thought my buyers were going to need. And that's why I have a lender, right? Okay. There are lots and lots of Keller Williams loan officers. And I'll tell you how I got Chad. He's my third. I had two others, and they didn't follow my Friday rule, and so they got replaced. So just because you choose one doesn't mean that's the one that you have to stay with. You stay with it for that process.
Okay. I mean, I don't have
tell you another one. Recently, I had Chad was on vacation, and so my daughter and son-in-law were looking, and so I had them do the pre-approval through Keller Mortgage, and it was a different loan officer, and it was not a very smooth transaction, and that isn't who they ended up using. They're using another lender that I like here in town that has a different kind of product, but so they're not all perfect, and they all get overworked too, right? So sometimes you can have a really great deal with someone because they have nothing else on their plate. their underwriting department. And then the next time they have so much on their plate that it's a horrible experience. But as long as there's communication, like Suzuki was saying, that's all that matters. So, and when you get a bad lender, oh my gosh, you're just like, well, whatever it takes to get through this, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't know about this Keller mortgage until now. Like,
Well,
so
good. I'm glad I shared, and I'm going to make sure. I think I'm going to share it again with you guys when everybody's together. So, all right, who's
Okay.
next? Who has their win, their challenge, and their James? Did you tell me what your favorite thing about December is?
My favorite thing about December
Yes,
in general, or just this past December?
whatever you want to tell me.
Sorry, not this past December, this December. I just like Christmas time. I like this time of year, wearing hoodies and bundling up and stuff. I like that.
As opposed to Shelly, who doesn't like the cold.
Right.
As James sits there on the beach. Awesome. All right, who's next?
I'll go.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so my favorite thing about December is it's my anniversary and on December 22nd, wedding anniversary. So,
Aw.
and I also like the Christmas break, so that you just get a little bit of free time with your family and shopping and just, you know. Biggest win, I would say, I was making care calls to like some of my friends that I knew after coming here. And I found out that 2 of my friends, they're still like 6 to 12 months far, but they are looking into buying a house.
Awesome.
So yeah. And then one of our family friends who owns a home in Lake Forest area, which is a very high price range. They're also looking to sell their house probably in next 6 to 12 months. So nothing in near future, but yeah, they're potential clients.
That is awesome. That's
Yeah.
those are big wins, big huge
Mhm.
wins. I'm gonna get you to
Yeah.
celebrate these wins with me eventually. You think 6 months is a long way out, and you blink, you go to sleep
I
tonight,
mean,
tomorrow,
when
6
they
months
say
will be
6,
here.
but for them, I kind of know that when they say 6 to 12 months, it's gonna be 6 to 12 months because they have some, some certain timelines for the buying. They're either waiting on their visa status or something, so it's gonna take time. But eventually,
You have them set up on, I know you guys don't use command, but so I would normally have you do a neighborhood nurture, but I can't have you do that. But do you have them set up on something that's going to provide
So
them
for
value on
now,
an ongoing basis?
for now, they just browse on my website and then kind of look for the homes, but they know that the one they like now, they won't be available by the time when they are ready. So they're just looking. But
Do
yeah,
you
as they
guys
get
have
closer.
in Boomtown, do you guys have some ability to put them on a drip campaign that sends them some ongoing
Yeah,
value?
there's a app through the Boomtown too that is linked to the Boomtown so that you can send an app invite and they can start using the app. And then it gives you not notification, but you can track what properties they are looking for and stuff like that.
Oh, sure. I understand that. But what I'm saying is for you to be proactively keeping in contact with them.
There is a drips, yeah, Boomtown.
Okay. All right. Well, make sure that you have them set up on something so that they remember that they're supposed to be letting you know. Awesome. All right. And challenge, dear.
Challenge is it's still the same, but like I just can't get people on the phone in a conversation, and I'm just not able to set up an appointment. And I know that I just need to push it. Like I need to
We
get
talked
better
about
at it.
that a little bit this morning, and I said this to all of you guys in my at a glance. Remember, if you do not ask for an appointment, you are not going to get one. And as soon as they open the door this wide, ask for the appointment. Like
Right.
the goal is to ask for an appointment, get the appointment set, and get off the phone. Right.
I
That's
think for
the part.
Right. I think for me, it's just I'm not like I don't identify that gap. Like whenever they're ready, I think I just don't ask right then and there.
As soon
And
as you
then
get
that's
some
what I do.
positive indication that they're ready to move,
Uh-huh.
that they're really even willing to talk to you, then that's
Mhm.
when you want to get an appointment, right?
Right, right. So we'll
Awesome.
work on that. Mhm.
You were doing a good job this morning. You guys just
Thank
need to
you.
remember we're on at 8:30 every morning to script practice. All right, who's next?
Am I the last one to go?
We have a few, but you can just go now.
Oh, okay. If my internet cuts out, just move on without me. Let's see, challenges. I don't even know what my challenges are. Well, actually, I do have a person that I talked to. She was all excited, sent her a buyer's contract, and she didn't sign it. And now I can't get her back on the phone or text again. So I guess that's my biggest challenge, is trying to figure out where this potential buyer went to.
Did you have a buyer's
as far as
consultation?
when,
Hang on, did you have a buyer's consultation?
no, that was to be set up. So I talked to her on the phone on her way to work one morning, and she was all excited. And I said, well, I'm going to send you information, which I sent her. I emailed her the buyer's, buyer's presentation. I emailed her the buyer's contract. We talked a little bit, and then now I can't get back in touch with her. So, or I can get in touch with her. She just isn't getting back in touch with me.
Next
So
time I
that
recommend
I'm
setting
working.
the buyer's guide and not the buyer's contract, because that's too much for them to process without having the explanation. So I would only send the buyer's guide, set the appointment, and
Okay.
at the appointment, get the buyer's contract signed. That's just my
Oh,
recommendation.
okay. That's a
All
good
right.
idea.
Your win. Keep talking to her though. You don't know why. You don't know why you haven't heard
Oh,
back
I
from her.
will. Oh,
She
yeah,
could
I
have
will. That,
COVID. I mean, who knows?
yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely keep in touch with her. That's not a problem. My win is I talked to a person yesterday who was interested, and then she totaled her car. She's dealing with that, and she actually said to call her back in 2 weeks. So I have her listed to call her back. And then my other win is, oh, my little brother made my lights for my open house sign. I'm so excited. They're just the coolest thing in the world. So, so now I can do an evening open house and I have lights for my sign. So that was a big win. And then my favorite thing about December is what Shelley said, because I agree with her 110% on December 22nd. We are headed back towards the daylight hours, which is awesome. But I also like the warm weather, and used to be my favorite thing about December was planning a vacation in January. So that's not happening this year. And I think that's it.
Awesome. You could have a staycation.
Those never seem to work out well for me. There's too much work to be done. Staycations don't work out too well. So yeah.
All right, Suzuki.
Hi. Well, my win is I called back one of the coworker that I worked with for a while, and then went dead silent. So I used Thanksgiving as an opportunity to ask, "Hey, how was your Thanksgiving? I haven't heard from you. I know it's a lot of pressure from work, but we can take it easy and let me know how it's going." And then she finally called back and she told me that, well, she went to look at a couple houses with me, and it made her think that she wanted to buy a little bigger house. And so like it's good to reconnect and then know that she's still interested in, and then we just need to take it slower, but I still have her as a potential client. Challenges is that I just feel like that I haven't got to the solid daily routine or schedule, and just feel like that I have so much that I need to do, and it gets still overwhelming. And now I'm like almost 4 months doing this as full time, and then year end, maybe I just feel a little nervous about how I've been doing and then what I should be doing, so on. So that's kind of the challenge for me. The favorite things in December is my birthday is actually coming up this weekend, so something exciting. But entire year I thought that I was 42, but actually I'm gonna be 42. So I realized I lost 41 entire year, and it makes it so hard for my friends to believe that I'm again 42. So I feel a little sad about it, but I'm excited about having new year and challenges and especially my birthday to celebrate.
Awesome. Do you celebrate just the day or do you celebrate the whole month of December?
Oh, just a day.
Just the day. Okay. Well,
They
I-
forget because of the Christmas, and it's like over when my birthday and
awesome. Okay. So, how's your time block look? Do you have one set out for yourself?
actually no, it just I haven't. I think I make up the excuses. Like yesterday I had to go to inspection. I also had to check my car and like at the car dealership, and then I'm so good at making excuses not to sit down and do like lead gen. And actually I'm just don't have a system to like who to call, like how to spend my time, block time and so on. So yeah, I'm still struggling.
Well, what's one thing that you could do this week to start moving forward to correcting that struggle or curing that struggle?
I'm not sure. I really need to look at the weekly, upcoming weekly schedule to organize it and find out. Let me prioritize, honestly.
So if you, let me ask a question. If you were to take a week calendar, so Monday through Friday, and you were say, from 9 to 11, every day I'm going to lead generate. Okay. And then from 11 to 12, I'm going to follow up with phone calls and emails. And from noon to 1:30, this is my time to get things personal done that have to get done in my day. And then from 1:30 to 3, this is when I'm going to do business related things. If I'm going to try to get inspections scheduled here. These are the times and things that I'm going to put in there, right? If you had a block, that's what a time block looks like. If you had that, and then something came up at 9 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday and you couldn't lead generate, then what would you do on Wednesday? Remember, if we erase, we have to replace. So you have to pick that block up and move it somewhere else in your calendar. So that way you protect the times that are important to you. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So could you work on a time block this week? Could you take a calendar Monday through Friday and just block out, not the whole week, not the whole day, leave yourself some room for things that come up and excuses that you need to make, but the important things, the things that absolutely have to be there. What's the one thing that absolutely has to be in every day?
Making an appointment for lead gen.
Lead gen, right?
Lead
So make sure
gen.
you have a time for those and every day. And then know that if that's at 9 to 11 on Mondays and I have something else, a doctor's appointment that gets scheduled at 10, I got to move that somewhere else. I think that will help you.
Yes.
Who else uses a time blocking schedule? Shelly does, James does, Debbie does. Okay, awesome. Does it help?
It does help, but it's not like this wonderful, brilliant thing I do. It's just, I don't want Shizuki to think she's the only one that doesn't do that. Yeah.
Oh, does
Mine's not like
everybody
a
make
daily or like an
excuses?
all day thing.
Does everybody make excuses for things that they don't want to do or they're supposed to do? Does everybody find excuses not to do that? Because I think we all do that. Absolutely.
Yes.
Don't pick on
Procrastination
you here.
queen here.
But if we have a block of time and we know that this is what we have to do, right? We absolutely have to do it. Then we can protect that one thing, right? And then the rest of it we can just work around. Awesome. All right, Mike, I think you're last. Santa. Check out
Yeah.
Santa here. Santa's got quite the Santa beard going on.
Yeah, it's growing. Well, December, my birthday's coming up, Christmas is coming up, taking my daughter back down to North Carolina again. She went for Thanksgiving and came back. She's finishing up school and then she'll be done, and then should be taking her back permanently. I'm not sure I'm happy about that, but it is what it is. My plus is I reached out to a lot of people. I've got one response, which is my nephew, but I don't think he's ready financially, but I'm going to send him off to a lender.
Tim.
And, do you know Jamie Stevenson, Caliber Home Loans?
No, but does she have a no down payment loan program? Because Tim does.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
I've worked with Jamie for years, and
Okay.
I've never had a problem with her. But yeah, I'm willing to try others, but I've never had a problem with her.
No, it's just a program. So for
Mhm.
someone that doesn't necessarily have a down payment, the loan program that First Merchants offers, which is a no down payment loan program and a $2,500 grant, that's a silent second that gets forgiven. I just can't beat that with anybody, no matter how good the lender is. I have my
Yeah.
favorite lenders, and then I have Tim because of the program. So
Yeah, it's probably gonna go VA because he's military. So
this is better than a VA loan.
really, okay, great.
Yes.
I'll probably hit you up after and get some information on
Yeah,
that.
there's a whole video on it in the video library, Indy Metro PC,
Okay.
that where Tim
right.
explains it better than me explaining it, because the lender explains it to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that.
Look at it. Okay.
My
Good
bad
job.
thing that keeps happening to me is when I get in command, it just spins. I don't know if you see that or not, but it's not allowing me to do.
Move on to a different tab. Go over to the left-hand side and pick contacts. That's just your tasks that are spinning.
Yeah.
If you move to contacts, does it go ahead and go to your contacts?
Yes, it does. But I can't do any of my tasks that I want to do.
Oh, well, the tasks right now, they must be updating it,
Yeah, they must be.
but you
It's
can
been-
get the other parts.
The last couple times I've tried it here in the last couple of days, it's been just spinning. So,
Tuesdays are always the gift day.
okay. Well, other than that, same old, same old. Still
When's your
trying.
birthday in
Still,
December?
I'm sorry?
When's your birthday in December?
5th.
The 5th. Oh, you got a birthday this week. Suzuki has a birthday. When's yours, Suzuki?
6.
5th and
Wait a
6th.
minute. So she gets to erase the entire 2020 because her birthday was different. Hang on a second. I'm on. Sorry.
You didn't know how old she was.
Right. So that means she gets to wipe out 2020.
The whole year?
Yeah, because she'll be the same age again, right?
Yes.
Just think of all the good things that happened this year. You guys wouldn't give this year up, would you?
Good.
Most of it.
You had a big old wedding. How would you give that up?
I said most of it, not that.
Awesome. All right. So I just got some quick news, and then we'll hop off so that those of you in Indy can get on the partner call, which should be really good today because it's broker Q&A. But we are going to do November to Remember. Today is December 1st, or December to Remember, and today is December 1st. I will have the details done and ready for you guys by Saturday, but it's a competition and it starts today. I'll just get the details to you later. So there's going to be points for listing appointments, for buyer's appointments, for listing contracts, for buyer contracts, and for anybody that we get under contract. So there's going to be points, and at the end, there's going to be prizes. Do we like prizes and gifts at Christmas time? Yes, everybody nod. Yes, prizes.
Yes, yes.
Good. So we're gonna have competition. Does that sound like fun?
Yep.
All right. And then the other thing, and we got to figure out how to coordinate this between Louisville, but Debbie and I were talking about having a cookie exchange or something along those lines. So we'll have to figure out how to coordinate that as we get closer to Christmas. And I am sure that you guys are so excited about a cookie exchange. James, Michael.
They'll get to eat cookies.
You get to eat cookies. You just have to bring some too. So it'll be fun. Just a way to do something. We would normally have a Christmas party, and I don't think we're going to get to do that. So we have to figure out something fun to do.
Do you want us to make these cookies?
Well, you know, the way I did, Debbie, why
Hire
don't you
somebody
tell
to
us what
make
your
them.
idea is?
About the cookie exchange? The way it's always been done in the past is you make, like 3 dozen cookies, and then you just, however many you bring, that's how many you get to take home with you.
So you put them in little baggies, like maybe 2 cookies in a baggie or something.
I was gonna say, what we'd probably have to do is put them in baggies. So figure out how many people, and then put your cookies in a baggie, and then you would get to bring home everybody else's cookies too. So
then you have a variety.
I know, and it is fun. Come on, guys, you could do a batch of cookies.
Or you could go to Long's Bakery. I will not complain. Awesome.
Let's do it.
Awesome. Yes, we're going to do it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to do that. All right. So what else you guys got going on this weekend? This week, I mean, not weekend. This week. Anything exciting? Anything? You guys have all seen the write a contract challenge, or not challenge, homework practice. Write a contract.
Did you get mine?
I have not looked
Did mine
yet.
come through? Oh, okay. That's fine. It said it went through, so.
If it said it went through, it has. I have been on Zoom since 8:30, so I haven't checked my email
Okay.
yet today.
I do have a question about that, because I couldn't remember if I did it right or not. On the seller's disclosure, does that have to be signed when you send it over like that by the buyer?
It doesn't have to be signed. If at the top of the page, there's a place where you note if they've seen it and reviewed it and signed it on the contract.
Right.
Because sometimes they don't give it to you ahead of time.
Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
it's not a valid
So
contract.
it wouldn't have.
No, no. It just
Okay.
it just has to be marked in the contract that it hasn't been reviewed. And if you're a good listing agent, you're going to make sure that you get it signed ASAP, because the seller's disclosure protects the sellers, right? Protects the
Right.
buyers, but it also protects the sellers. So we want to make sure we have that.
Right. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, you guys have a fabulous week. Remember, I am here at 5 if you need anything. I'm here at 8:30 in the morning for script practice. And I'm going to let you guys go so you guys can get ready.
Carla,
Yes,
I have a question.
Yes,
Not
ma'am.
question, but I need a help with one thing.
absolutely.
So can you tell me a good voicemail to leave if you want somebody to call you back? Because I've been leaving these voice messages and never get any response back. So what would
voice
be a good
message-
way?
Tell us what voice message you leave.
Like I would say that, I'm Swati Patel calling from Keller Williams Realty. If it is first time, then I will introduce myself and kind of let them know that I was trying to reach out to them about their inquiry or something, like whatever it is. And if it is repeated voice messages, then I would just say like, yeah, I tried to call you. I emailed you a text and sent you a text message, but I'm not sure if you received them or something like that. But never get any response back.
Well, my vote, you guys tell me what everybody else is going to tell me what their voice. Well, why don't we do that? Everybody tell me what voicemail message you leave. James, go.
My voicemail message is I'm James Fox with Keller Williams. I'm reaching out to you are we representing, like, are we talking to a buyer or a seller or what?
Like
It's just a lead.
Just a lead?
just a lead. Uh-huh.
Okay. My name is James Fox with Keller Williams. I'm reaching out to you to see if you're interested in selling or buying your property at this time. If you are, my phone number is 317 blah, blah, blah. My email is this. And if I don't hear from you soon, I'll reach back out.
Awesome. Mike?
I was gonna say that's pretty much the same, almost identical to what I say. So,
Gabby?
Most of mine have been like Facebook ad leads. So I just call them. I say, this is Debbie. You responded to a post I put on Facebook. I don't tell them who I'm with, don't tell them who I am. And, you know, was just trying to reach you, and what kind of questions do you have? I think I do actually tell them, you know, what kind of home questions are you looking to buy a home or sell a home? And, you know, leave them a voicemail and ask them to please contact me back or text me and let me know how I can help them. You know, or if they're just window shopping, so I kind of give them that option to get out of it as well if they decide they want to. So at least they'll make contact back.
Shelley?
I tell them who I am. And if it's a new lead, a fresher lead, I say, oh, I'm just circling back around with you, checking up to see, you know, how your home search is going. Here's my phone number. Give me a call. I'd love to talk to you.
Mine is nothing different from everybody else.
Melissa?
I just say I'm looking forward to working with you. It depends on what are your buyer, seller opportunities. Email and number is this. If I haven't heard back from you in a couple of days, I'll reach back out to you.
Awesome. So mine is, hey, this is Carlin. I'm just getting back with you. Give me a call back or shoot me a text, and I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Okay. Just
Do you know
short
why?
and
Do
sweet.
you want to talk about why?
It gets their
Why?
curiosity up.
It's short. They aren't gonna have to listen to a long message, right? It's short.
Mhm.
If they know who I am, then that's one thing. If they don't, I offer to help them, right? So if they have anything, they're probably going to be like, oh, am I supposed to know her? Wait, no. I just think something short and sweet that's not giving them too much information is more likely to get a return call than if I put it all out there for them to decide whether they wanted to talk to me or not. Right? So this is Carlin. I'm just trying to get back with you, right? Because they've reached out to me, right? So I'm just trying to get back with you. And then my second message when I have to call the second time is, I am getting worried. I am so sorry I didn't get back with you quick enough. What can you just give me a call? I'm anxious to help you out, right? Just something like that, like setting the tone always that I'm trying to help them, and I'm you know, honestly, I'll play the guilt a little bit. I'm feeling bad because you haven't got back with me, and I'm afraid I didn't get with you quick enough. You know, let me know what I can do to help. I just leave it simple.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that. That works. Yeah, that's my biggest concern. Like if you're trying to get hold of somebody, you call them 3, 4, 5 times, and I don't leave message every time that I call, but I like every other time I would leave a message, and I feel like maybe it's just I need to change my wording so that they can, you know, at least try to text
Just
me.
don't give it up. Don't
Mhm.
don't give it up. Don't tell them. Don't tell them this is my name. I don't even tell them I'm with Keller Williams. I just say, this is Carla, and I'm trying to get back with you. Right? They
Okay.
don't get anything other than that.
Okay. Yeah, that would kind of have them try to at least return your call or something like that.
Yeah.
I guess they want to know who you are.
And Shelly
I'll try
mentioned the
that.
double dial. Do you guys know the double dial? Shelly mentioned this earlier, real quick. Do you guys know what that means, the double dial?
Well, I do that too
Double
because
dial?
Shelly, you want to explain it?
Yeah, so for me, it's extremely uncomfortable, but I do it. But so you call, and if it rings and then you get to voicemail, you hang up and then you call back again. And the premise is some people will answer on the second time because you've called twice. Works with my son sometimes. Sometimes it works with clients too. So
Well, not only that, but sometimes you can't get to your phone fast enough, right?
sure, right.
And if that happens, Shelly, and they say, why did you call me twice?
Oh, I thought maybe that I would just make up something like, oh, I was
got
just trying to get you.
Yeah, I got
What?
disconnected and I wanted to
Oh,
leave you
got
a
disconnected.
message.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good
What was
one.
it again? Sorry.
I got disconnected and I wanted to leave you a message.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I did get disconnected, didn't I?
Yeah, I hung up on myself and called back.
You
It was at
disconnected
my
yourself.
own-
Yeah.
But I'm not lying, right? I got disconnected and I wanted to leave you a message. I'm so glad I get to speak with you. Awesome. All right, guys. You
Yeah,
have a
thank you.
fabulous day. Was this fun?
It
Yep.
was fun.
Great.
Thanks, Carla.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.